Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here. I just need to talk to you guys. How are you? It's just nice to be able to sit down and talk because, as I mentioned, last weekend, it wasn't anything exciting. Jay and I were traveling. He has to do that a lot for his work, so I try to go with him when I can. I don't know. I kind of miss that dude. But anyway, but it never fails when that happens. Hank and Skank are up to some shenanigans, and boy, were they ever. I want to talk a little bit more about some thoughts I had about this Legends of Aviation. I can't say that without laughing. And the nasty comments he made about Travolta, and just some general thoughts on what Harold and Fraud are up to. So I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited to have this conversation with you. Here, joining me tonight is my Legend of Aviation.
I flew a plane a little bit.
Oh
Hey.
my God, you're even talking like Harry.
I flew a plane. I sat on the pilot's lap. He let me steer.
I got wings.
It's not too far from what I did. But I still think I have more experience than Harry. And who has more experience than Harry? That's me. This is Jay, also known as Dr. Bad Vibes. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch, sometimes flying a plane. Actually, no, I haven't done that in like a decade. But
But neither is Harry.
that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe I've flown one more recently. I don't know. Anyways, I'm here to talk about all this stuff going on.
That's right. Desperate and Delusional are at it again. Why am I saying again? I don't even know because they're always up to something. But I really wanted to talk more about Dum Dum going after John Travolta. So, again, I know you're aware of this, but at the awards ceremony, by the way, 30,000 pounds? Really, Harry? 30,000 pounds. That's what's being alleged that, actually, I don't think it's alleged. I mean, that is the cost of the table. Basically, it's what this one paid to get his award. 30,000 pounds. What's that, like $50,000? Something like that? Sure. Make that make sense. Oh, but P.S., I did hear that William was originally picked to win this award, and William said politely, no, thank you.
That's awfully steep for an award. I've actually purchased custom trophies before in my past. You can totally buy a toilet-shaped one for not very much. I want to say it's like $20, and they put a little sticker on it.
Why did you buy a toilet award?
Do you really want me to tell that story?
Find it on your channel.
That's a true story. It's an inside joke, but I had bought an employee a toilet trophy for reasons, and we all laughed. But anyways, it's not unheard of for these, self-congratulatory ceremonies or, wanting to lure in celebrities. It's like, hey, you basically pay to play, buy an award. But this one, it just got weird, like real weird.
But back to the worst award recipient ever. We have this doofus right here, given an award by John Travolta, bought and paid for, and he accuses Travolta, who famously danced with Princess Diana, accuses him of dining out on that memory, then says you'll probably continue to dine out on that every single night.
I actually heard about this a little bit beforehand, thankfully, because it would be hard for me to react without cracking up the whole time. Like, I guess it's a lot to unpack. So one, who reacts to something like that? Like, we've all had, a friend of a parent or somebody. It's been like, oh, you're so-and-so's kid. We used to bowl on Wednesdays together or something, it happened that his mom was a very famous person, along with John Travolta being a very famous person. So it's just a story to make a connection.
Yes.
I don't think he was trying to take a dig at him or it's not like John Travolta needs any further accolades. It's not like he didn't star in some high-profile movies, and presumably, I don't know his career that well. I assume he's won an award at some point, many, and then I guess also who speaks like that?
Yes.
Like that's the most insane way to bring that up. It reads
Dickish.
well, yeah, it reads dickish, but it reads more like a freaking pro wrestler promo than an award speech. It's like he's like, I just won the championship belt, dickhead, and come fight me for it. And then John Travolta's like, so hey, I'm John Travolta. You can't grease me, and then he taunts him.
Wow.
Not really. God, it's just a freaking clown show.
Yeah.
Like, I bet. I want to know what happened behind the scenes. If they're just like, why did we invite this guy?
Yeah.
It's,
$30,000. That's our
yeah, they're like, it's a good thing he paid for it, or whatever.
Seriously, what the fuck is with Harry? What, he can't not be a dickhead every chance he gets. Every chance. This was just what's the word? I'm so bad at sports. A layup, right? All he had to do was accept the award, pretend to be a little bit humble or gracious or whatever. He couldn't do it. He had to insult Travolta. And yeah, I know you could take that as a joke. Maybe it was, but it fell pretty flat. And I think that's kind of crappy. And to Jay's point, it's just human nature. You try to, most people try to relate to others. So if you're giving an award to someone, what are you going to do? You're going to search your brain for any connection you have to that person. In this case, Travolta had a connection with Harry's mom. So he just tried to relate that. But Harry turns it into this, you've been dining out on that memory. I'm sorry, dickhead. What has your wife been doing this whole time? If not trading on that or whatever, dining on that memory. That's all she has. That's all you have. He kept talking about it in Spare. Whatever, like, she smelled like my mom. All that stuff. Like, oh my God. See, I'm so irritated I can't even talk. But, the rumors we've heard about her wearing the perfume and all that, she dines out. In fact, they referred to Meghan as having, quote, Diana's Stardust. Yes, it makes me nauseous too, even saying that. It's not a thing. But to go back to this, and I just think that's so ridiculous that he can't even pretend to be a human being, even for just one night.
It's just not knowing how to be a person. I mean, he had to have been sheltered his whole life is all I can assume. And he just doesn't know how to act, except like a dick.
You're dining out on me, Jay.
And what's with that phrase? I've never heard that.
Oh,
like,
it's a thing.
Oh, like dining out on somebody's thing? Okay,
it's like riding coattails.
Well, that I've heard.
But I will say, I'm glad you brought that up. People are saying, oh, he finally learned an Americanism, and so now he's using it. Way to go, big boy. Way to learn a phrase. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just making me hungry. It must not be colloquialism where I'm from. Riding someone's coattails, very well aware of. But anyways, still, it's like he told an anecdote. It's not like he based a whole career of cosplaying as her. It's just hypocrisy. That's all I can say. I'm tongue-tied. It's just so shockingly dumb that I'm tongue-tied. I mean, and plus he got, well, I mean, I guess he paid or whatever, but he seemingly was invited to this in some form or fashion.
Got himself invited.
Yeah, got himself invited. At least show some respect.
Yes.
I mean, I understand why John Travolta is hosting it. I mean, he famously flies a 747 around just for fun. So, I don't know if that makes him a legend per se, but it's definitely notable at least.
Yes. What's Harry doing?
Yeah, I mean, Harry sat in the pilot's lap and got the my first flat pen or whatever. It's I don't know. To steal your quote, make it make sense, because it doesn't.
It's like Harry's trying to be the alpha here. It's like he can't let somebody in the room be a bigger star, which, sorry to break it to you, doofus, everybody is hell, Jay and I are bigger stars, and we're nobody, right? But truly, it's like that thing where you have to knock down the big guy, something like that, to try to make yourself feel better. That's what I feel like Harry's doing. He does it time and time again. It's just usually aimed at his family, so it's weird to see it with a big time celebrity. I'm actually surprised he wasn't pitching himself or Meghan for voiceover work to Travolta, but no, it just seems instead he just took a different route and decided to try to verbally smack him or something. No offense to Chris Rock, of course, but no, truly, I find this thing so weird. It's like Harry's threatened. He's an idiot and he's a beta and he's threatened. And speaking of, did you guys hear the rumors? I'm sure you did, Jay. This is new for you. You ready for this? Okay. They're alleging that Harry wore, what are the guy heels equivalent? Lifts in his shoes to try to be taller. Just let that sink in. I don't know if it's for sure true. I've seen the rumors and the theories. I don't like to talk about things till I know they're true, but I'm putting it out there. They're alleging he wore lifts.
Oh yes, wouldn't it be funny if I was 6'9"? Get it?
I can fly. I'm tall.
Yes, I'm a legend of aviation because I'm so high up.
I'm so high.
I'm so high. Well, that's new. Yeah, I haven't heard that. I know. I mean, he's not short, but I guess Travolta's. I think he's kind of tall, fairly tall.
I think so.
I don't. I don't frequent celebheights.com or whatever.
I'm looking it up.
Jen's looking it up. But, I mean, yeah, again, it's like what Jim was saying about him wanting to be the alpha.
Prince Harry 6'1".
So Prince Harry 6'1".
Prince William 6'3".
Oh, he's got the bigger sausage of height. not
Oh, God.
stuff.
Don't go there. John Travolta 6'2".
Oh, John Travolta 6'2", so he's like, I can't have that.
I am the prince.
I'm the Prince of
I'm
Tall.
the captain now.
I'm Captain Tall. But yeah, I mean, it's going back to what you were saying about him trying to be the alpha. Like he wants to be that, but he's not. He's too dumb to be that.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, I guess you don't have to be the smartest to be that, but he's not even. He doesn't have the ability just to function.
No.
So you can't be alpha if you can't function.
We're still going with this. I have tons of thoughts about Meghan and this whole situation. We're going to get there, but I just looked up and saw this photo, and this perfectly sums up Harry for me. He goes to court to sue people, right? By the way, ha ha. Case gone, owes a bunch of money. I think that's really funny. I talked about that in the last video, so I'm not going to go there, but I think that's really funny. The Daily Mail or Mail on Sunday lawsuit, that whole thing. But goes to court to sue a bunch of people because apparently that's his new way of making a living. And here you go. He acts like this photographer's getting in the way. He punches like you can see, I'm not being dramatic. He's throwing a punch here. The photographer is caught off guard. And Harry's like, oh, sorry. Like he's the victim. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he got my way. Whatever it is. That just perfectly sums up Doofus. He's an idiot with a rage problem. Okay, but back to this award thing. All right, I talked about it the other night. I just have to circle back because I can't let this go. So Doofus, obviously we know where his priorities are. We've known this for a long time. It's nothing new. Can't be bothered. Can't even make a single statement about what's going on with the family, which, you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't need him to talk to us about the royal family. But Catherine is facing serious health things. We know what's going on with the king and his health. You know, he's going to be down for a week. Things like that. And yet Doofus, everybody was predicting, will he miss the awards ceremony? Do you think he'll try to fly back? And listen, I don't think that's a good idea either. But I'm saying this is where Doofus's priorities are. Yes, I was about to move on to the Meghan of it all, but Jay just came up with the most hilarious thing. Jay, what did you just call him?
He wants to be a duke, but he's a doofus. Let's call him Ducas. Or get both of them involved. We have the doof, the doof and doofus.
And Duchess?
Yeah, doof and doofus of suckass.
The douches?
Yeah, the Ducas and douches.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I've derailed everything.
No, you haven't. If we sound extra punch drunk, it's because we just got in and it's like, I don't know, after midnight and we're a little delirious. But I had to get these thoughts out of here. But let's keep going. So, yeah. So, Dum, again, where are his priorities? And then you have this one, right? Claiming that she missed this thing. Had to get it out through People Magazine once again. Had to get it out there that one of her kids were sick. Now, I wish I could take credit for this. I cannot. Somebody came up with the idea that, and I never saw in print which kid they said. I think it was more general than that, like one of the children was sick. You know what I mean? Like more vague. But somebody's thinking that they're using Lily in this case again, because as we know, last week the headlines were, oh my God, this name and Lily and taking that name from the Queen, you know, everything that I've been talking about how horrible they are. More people, not us, we already knew. More people are finally catching on, thank God. And so it's been all over the headlines. So to use a sick kid where people, you know, it's hard to argue with that. Not impossible, but hard. And then using Lily so that way people won't come for that name is hard. I find it so repulsive, I think is the word. I'm disgusted by this. I continue to be disgusted by this. They really are the worst. I'm just thinking about, like, she wouldn't miss any event, so this must be bad. I've heard the rumors that you guys have that she's under threat from, her agent. I've also heard the rumors that she's been dropped by them. I don't know. I can speculate right along with it. I mean, I just don't believe she'd listen to anybody. And I don't think she has that much self-awareness, but maybe finally she's realizing, oh shit. She did the same thing when Spare came out. Remember, Harry hung himself in that book basically by writing all those awful things and talking about mommy's face cream. Ew. Jay, I'll let you fill that in a second. But she let him go at it alone and make a fool of himself. And so she's doing that again. My guess is she's busy trying to, I don't know, woo other people to line up her backup options. What do you think?
Well, there's no way she's working on his side.
No.
She's only working in her interest, because there's no way that I could write a book where I talked about smearing my mom's cream on my junk, and multiple people in my life don't, proofread that and be like, "What the fuck?" That's
just assume that's my reaction.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many layers of WTF. I mean. And so many checks and balances in family and friends that would have put a stop to that before it got out to the public. I mean, that was trending. Well, I don't have to tell you guys. That was trending on TikTok for reasons I won't get into for once. But she's clearly not even setting him up, just letting him act like a fool. Probably so when she's done with them can be like, okay, and then cite all this nonsense. I mean, honestly, if you read that excerpt from the book to a judge, he's like, all right, you take the kids. You don't get the kids, dude. It's like, you're too gross. But that's teasing. I don't want to talk about the kids.
Yeah,
but
no. We'll talk about the idiot parent.
But yeah, I mean, what I'm getting at is that's incredibly stupid. It's just like she's like. I mean, when she read that, she had to be like, "Oh hell yes, I don't have to do anything."
So why did she lay low this time?
This time, well, I mean,
hoping he'll say dumb stuff.
Who knows? She probably prepped him to be a dick at the awards ceremony or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh well, I'm gonna. She probably knew he was going to do something stupid, or maybe even coached him to do something stupid. And she's like, well, I'm going to stay at home, so people think I'm the nice one. Which again, I don't think that works.
No.
But I may be not totally on the mark, but I'd like to hear other people's theories. I bet it's not too far-fetched.
Absolutely. From the Duchess and Duchess.
Yeah, the Duchess and Duchess. The royal bag of vinegar water.
Oh, gross. All right, we got to wrap this up. I feel like we're deliriously tired, and so that's why things are a little bit nuttier tonight. Thank you for bearing with us through this. But I'm very curious to see what happens here. I'll talk about it as they continue to do crazy things. Thank you for the huge response to my last 2 videos. I did one on a dark rabbit hole I fell down. The Cult of Meghan, led by Meghan herself. And so definitely check that out. You'll see it. It's just, I found a weird place on the internet. Go check that out. And then the Julia Roberts one, I go into how Meghan seems to be modeling herself after Julia Roberts. Not just the polka dots polo match that everybody knows about. I found a lot of stuff that I didn't realize. So definitely check that out if you haven't watched it already. I highly recommend that video. Thank you guys for all the love and support, the lovely comments. We appreciate you all so much. I have such exciting things coming up. Jay has been working so hard. For you guys who have hit the join button, there are new, fun emojis coming out. He's been working really hard. Those should be up in the next couple of days. And when we were traveling, I had the funniest idea for merch. I can't even hint at it yet. It's coming. And when it does, you're going to die. I'm so excited. So Jay is working on that as well. So Jay, I think I'll keep you around. I won't let you write about your mom's face cream in your memoir. That's how much I love you. And I don't have to claw him to keep him around. Oh, but I did have a sugar comment I didn't even show you that said, Hopefully one day I'll find love in my life. In the meantime, you'll do. Anyway, Jay, tell everybody where to find you and what you're working on.
Well, you can find me using face cream where it's meant to go, the face, and nowhere else. But you can also find me on YouTube. Dr. Bad Vibes being the video game channel. I'm sure there's a lot of crossover here. But there's also Dr. Bad Vibes Speaks, my other channel where I talk about silly news. And I have found a treasure trove of gold that I cannot wait to get into. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to Dr. Bad Vibes Speaks, because I'm going to unleash, and this isn't a sales pitch, like legitimately some of the funniest stuff I've seen on the internet, and
So excited.
I don't know how long. I don't just sit and look at my phone and crack up. But this had me doing just that. And also I tend to live stream every so often. That shows up on YouTube, but also the home of that is twitch.tv/drbadvibes.
Yes.
Come hang out sometime, and we'll talk about dumb news and play a game.
Sounds good. Thank you guys for being here. And speaking of live stream, I'm hoping to do a live soon. I need to get my shit together. I need to recoup from the long weekend. We just did a lot. We tried to do a lot of stuff in a couple of days, so we're both exhausted, but I will do a live stream soon. I will announce that under the community tab when we do, so make sure that you're subscribed. I will also announce that on Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, thank you to everybody who has joined the Patreon. So much fun stuff. Such a fun group over there. There's somebody that I want to recognize over there. I want to recognize you, Hollis. Thank you for being so wonderful. I realized while traveling that I had forgotten to include Hollis. I'm not going to blow up your last name, but I forgot to include Hollis on my list of people who fully support the channel, who are executive producers, like the lovely geese and ganders you see before you on this list. So thank you, Hollis, and thank you to everybody on this list. I want you to know how much it means, how much you are supporting the channel. It means so much. And if you haven't looked at Patreon yet, I do encourage you to check it out. It's just $5 a month. It gets you access to lots of videos. I have hundreds over there, deep dives, extra content, silly stuff. Sometimes I get away from Harry and Meghan. I'll talk about Catherine or William, or, I did Friends recaps. I did the entire Sex and the City series recaps over there. I got tons of stuff. I've been at that for a long time. So check that out. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. And again, a huge thank you, to everybody who supports. And again, Hollis, apologies for not including your name on this list. You're on here now, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Have a lovely day. Definitely check out Jay's channel. Oh, check out his Die Hard video. I know it's been up for a little bit, but it's wonderful. It's now his #1 video on Dr. Bad Vibes Speaks. It's my favorite of his. I know I'm biased, but it really is great. Even if you only kind of care about Die Hard, it's a really funny recap. It's not super long. It's really fun and funny, and I highly recommend that. So check that out. Thank you guys for everything. I appreciate you all so much. Have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.